Sorry about the video quality. Yeah, I had to use my phone and it doesn't do very good. But it's only for a few seconds. I seem to have lost a bunch of footage of framing the wall, but as you can see, there's a short clip of it being done, and used a bunch of like 18-inch wide boards off the sawmill, and the sheathing went really quickly. So hope you enjoy the video. All right, thanks for watching. We got all of the framing done. Now we're going to start on sheathing. So got the internal diagonals in and we're ready for sheathing. Well, I'm back on the barn project, and I'm not sure if I gave you the tour of the inside the last step, but this is what it all looks like, all framed up. I don't think we're going to put any sheathing boards on this. That's pretty much it for that wall. So we got all the sheathing boards on last time, and I'm going to get the Tyvek on and the window in and as much siding as I can get done. I had to end it all right here just because I didn't want to get into that end wall. Good morning, Apollo. So we're going to step the siding back, and when I get around the corner I'll finish all of this. So that's what we're up against today, and I'll shoot some video and hopefully it'll be interesting. All right, see ya. So these are some simple window frames that I made up to replace the old rotten ones on the barn. They're nothing special, they're just made out of pine. The window frame just sits on the inside. They've got a traditional sill with a drip edge here. Keep the water from traveling uphill and getting into the building. What is that? Adhesion, the water. Anyways, So I'm just going to get you back on the tripod, and I'll show you how I install them. Pretty simple. So, not much to it. I've gotten into the habit years ago of using aluminum flashing at this joint. This is the absolute weakest point of the siding. The siding, when it butts up, people caulk it. Caulking doesn't last forever. The siding will not shrink very much in this direction, but this board will shrink and swell with the weather, and it's always a bad spot. I mean, it's not a lot of water, but it's the weak joint in the whole thing. And I'll just run a course of siding underneath this and snip it off and run a course over the top of it. And we'll put some aluminum flashing at the top, at the head too. But tar paper, I've done projects in the past, tar paper people have used, and it doesn't last forever. I use this on door frames and on corner boards, which I haven't got to yet. seems like a inexpensive safety feature. So, and there you have it. I got a grievance about modern windows. They don't have a sill, and the way this has been always designed, it's a design that works. The water hits the window, comes down onto the angled sill, goes around the corner, hits this groove, and drips off on the outside of the siding. Modern windows seem to have a nailing flange all the way around, and there's no drip edge. So the water runs around the edge of the window, and then they expect the flashing behind the siding, I guess, to kick the water out. I just think it's a terrible design, and I don't know why the industry doesn't do better. So anyway, pretty simple window frame, should last for quite a few years, and when it rots we'll replace it. It's just pine, can be thrown on the burn pile, unlike the plastic stuff that modern windows are made of. So got to go in the landfill. All right, I'm gonna finish this up here and make up a story pole and get some lines snapped, and we'll get some siding put on. All right. Well, I've got the first course on with a starter strip underneath it, and I've got this made up a story pole, and I've got some of the lower courses snapped out. The story pole was marking the top of the clapboards. That way I can get them nice and straight. It would be nice somehow if you could mark the bottoms, but we're marking the tops. So I'm going to start putting on some siding. I got to set up a chop saw out here, and then we'll just start nailing them on. Hit! Well, this is the end of this section. I got the siding on. It'll have to be painted someday, but it's a lot better than it's ever been. The building has got some bows. It's not flat, and you can definitely see it in the siding, even though the siding is put on to the chalk lines, which should be straight. But the old green siding is narrower than the new stuff. And that's one of the problems of going to the chalk line at the top, because where they come together, the old and the new, it's not right. And there's a spot down there that's pretty bad. I may have to take that apart, fix it. But when I rip this section out over here and do all new stuff, I'll complete this corner. But that's going to be another time. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.